please press button to lock. Door locked. Your maximum use time is 10 minutes. Press button to unlock door.
Kia ora, I'm Miriam and I'd like to welcome you to Te Araroa. I hope you enjoy it and have lots of stories to tell all your friends so that they might like to come and walk Te Araroa as well. I've worked with Jeff on Te Araroa for 10 years, but Jeff has worked much longer than I have.
Okay.
This is 90 Mile Beach, my third day walking. It's actually about 70 miles or maybe 60 miles long. Beautiful calm morning today. It's been windy the last few days. It was raining yesterday. And as you can see, it looks like an endless beach. It goes on forever and ever. Maybe hear the skylarks up above the sand dunes and the seagulls down here. This is Harikino Forest. It's my first day off the beach and it's incredibly lush. The trail is marked by these orange DOC markers. And so far, as you can see, so good. Tons of markers so far, but I know it's going to get much harder. A little gorge down there with some water. Palm trees. It's a very tropical feeling. It's semi-tropical. Huge tree ferns and plants growing everywhere up in the trees. It feels more like jungle than even Hawaii. sailboat racing in Auckland Harbor, and we are going into a gun emplacement. Don't know if there's enough light in here. World War II gun emplacement with tunnels.
Hang on, I don't think that did anything. Didn't, everybody stayed in frame. Here we go, 1, 2, 3.
All over here. On the summit of Mount Crawford, it's over 4,500 feet. That's looking south towards Wellington. Off in the distance there is the South Island, just barely visible. That's Kapiti Island. Ice cream's named after that island. That's the Tasman Sea and the coastline. Biked that coastline for 2 days. Taranaki's out there on the end, kind of hooks around. And then all the way, the Araroa mountain range. That's Mount Ruapehu, biggest mountain on the North Island. We walked around that mountain for 2 days as well. And an incredibly beautiful day in the Araroa range. This is as good as it gets. This is pretty much the most rugged range that the trail traverses. I haven't seen a person in 3 days. And massive mountains and valleys and rivers, and thank God for the huts. I've had 2 huts with wood-burning stoves and 1 without, but all of them were very good. And last night was below freezing.
This is a Kiwi trail. In the Kiwi way, we set it in place over a period of about 15 years, and thru-walkers are starting to use it now, and they're absolutely welcome. Walk it and you'll meet the Kiwis, and they're something of an edge-dwelling species. They're a pretty interesting lot, and I think you'll love the landscape. It's not a long green tunnel, it's got every type of landscape that you can imagine, so welcome to the trail.
Yeah.
On the summit of Mount Rintal, 1,731 meters, which is almost exactly 1 mile above sea level. It's the highest point on the Alpine route in the Richmond Range. And just incredible weather. This place often gets socked in. We've got light wind, maybe gusting just to 10 miles an hour. Yesterday it was blowing probably 50. Right out there is the Tasman Sea. Beautiful color, aquamarine, kind of emerald today. Just up the coast is Nelson. And then a huge drop down into this gully here. And that's the route that we came across last night. And then the Pacific Ocean. Yesterday the North Island was visible out there. And the Summit Cairn with the dock marker and a little bit of graffiti left here from Tasty Trek last year. Spectacular scenery this morning. Clouds below me. I'm above tree line. There's the tree line down there. Way off in the distance, that high peak is Mount Rintal I came across a couple days ago. And then the red hills, which are just fantastic. The color is incredible. I'm assuming it has a lot of iron in it. All the way around back down to the tree line on the other side, and then the route, which is staked, which goes way up that ridge right there. Sunrise, Traverse Pass, really snowbound, but absolutely beautiful. The climb was very hard. I was wallowing in sometimes up to 4-foot deep drifts at times, which was really nasty. There's a big glacial cirque here, the headwaters of Traverse Stream, and I'm heading up over the saddle now. And my feet,
I taking your movie now.
I'll make sure I don't fall. On the summit of a peak at about 6,000 feet, one of the highest points on the trail, and it's just awesome. It's snowbound, very much like the high Sierras in California, and incredibly beautiful. Huge glacial valley down there, and then a glacial cirque with a big tarn or lake up there. Got up here just before the clouds started rolling in. You can see them just coming over that peak there, and Lake Constance, and below that blue lake somewhere where I camped last night. Amazing. Got a whole herd of wild horses in the valley. Amazing. There's a couple foals in there. They're very smart. They keep the foals. Looks like, I guess there's just one back there behind the herd. They're very curious. I've been whistling a little bit, and they look over and stop, and then sometimes they run. On a massive plateau. This thing extends for maybe 10 miles in every direction at least. No roads yet. Beautiful weather. It was freezing last night, probably in the low 20s. New coating of snow up on the mountains, as you can see. The Rangitata River. We've got to ford this thing in the next hour or so. Looking back towards the snow-capped mountains, that snow dropped just a couple nights ago. An exceptionally beautiful day. It's probably 70 degrees. No wind. The river's pretty low, which is great for crossing. It can be dangerous otherwise. And this river is probably almost 3 miles wide. It's braided, so there's many, many channels. That's the far bank I'm heading towards. And then looking upstream to the big mountains, there's glaciers up there. Incredibly beautiful. Part of Lord of the Rings was filmed here. I'm on a ridge at about 2,000 meters looking down on Stag Saddle. That's Mount Hope, appropriately enough. Towers above the highest point on the Araroa. Looking down the ridge, then I'm going to descend to Lake Tekapo. And then a fantastic view of the Southern Alps, including the highest point in New Zealand, Mount Cook, which is over 12,000 feet high. Some of the other high peaks of the Southern Alps. Lots of glaciers in there. And looking back up this ridge to a pretty high peak above Stag Saddle.
Yeah, you're lucky to have encountered us because we're experts on the geology of New Zealand. Once we're part of Australia, separated 80 million...
Time has expired. Please leave this cubicle immediately. Attention, your use time has expired. Please leave this cubicle immediately.